to record or wanted me to record that came from other people, that just to save money. I mean, if I don't gotta fly to LA to record, if I ain't gotta come to Atlanta to record, and I can record right there where I was living, it made sense. It made money sense. So he sends me a record and says, this is how many months later? 8 months later. Well, I got this record. Okay, we all had a record in mind for the first single. So I'm like, what we doing? What's going on? Like, what we doing? Well, I got this record. The record was very reminiscent to the record that we wanted to go for as the single that D wrote. He wrote the whole record by himself. This was one of many he wrote by himself. He wrote a bunch of them with a lot of other writers, but this was one of the many he wrote by himself. And everybody was in agreement that this record was the record we needed to go with. Well, I got this record. I think you need to do it. So he sends me the record. I'm like, this sounds just like such and such. Nah, but it's better. It's not, but okay. Hey, listen, I'm open to recording it. Just send me how we need to do this. Like, just send me the files, whatever. Nah, I need you to come to LA to record it. Why? I mean, I got a studio right here. I don't have to fly all the way to LA to record a song. Nah, I need you to fly to LA, because I got some things that that we need to talk about. Some stuff we want to go over. I don't want this to just be a recording trip. I want this to be we're going to talk about the video, the single. I'm going to have you meet with some executives because at this time his label was not picked up by a major. He was independent. We're going to have a meeting with this big time choreographer. We're going to talk about what the video is going to look like. Okay, the video for what? Well, we'll discuss it all when you get here. Just come. And I want such and such to vocal produce you. Now, mind you, I've worked with a lot of incredible vocal producers in my life. Okay, some of the best. D Rose is one of the top vocal producers I've ever worked with. On my first hand. Okay? Why do you want them to vocal produce me when I know he gonna vocal produce me better? See, what a lot of people don't know about the business, and y'all probably know this, if y'all fans of mine, then y'all probably know this. A lot of people try to make me sound like Beyonce. Because they thought, oh, she sound like Beyonce, let me have her sing like this and do like this. D Rose is the only person that really understood who I was as a vocalist. Mainly because a lot of it he taught me. So nobody knows my voice like he does. Now, I'm not saying, oh, he got to go everywhere I go. He got to do everything that I do. He got to, no, it's not even that. It's just if we want the best out of this record, let's give it a run. Let's give it a run. Let me do it here. Let's have D Rose vocal produce it. Then I'll come there and we'll have whoever vocal produce it and we'll go from there. But I know the better outcome is going to be with him because he gets it. He understands. Now I just need you to come. And at the time, I'm going to need your manager to come. I'm going to need such and such to come. Okay, cool. Weird to me, but okay, cool. We want to just take this flight. I go out there. Let me get right to it. Because this is where the meat and potatoes start. I go out there. I don't feel comfortable staying at his house this time just because of things that has transpired. It feels weird. See, here's the thing. I wasn't an individual artist. I was a solo artist. I'm trying to read. I was a solo artist. So I'll go out there. I don't even feel comfortable at this point staying at his house. It was just too weird to me. Reach out to a good friend of mine that I had met previously in Vegas, working in Vegas. Reach out to her. She said, yeah, absolutely. Come stay with me. An older woman that I look up to. I went and stayed at her house. Mind you, this is around my birthday. That's why I remember it so well. I go that next morning. I go to the studio. I record this record. All right, we need to get this meeting together. We end up, I'm going to skip to the meeting. Now, mind you, at the time, I was supposed to be actually getting another payment from the label per finishing this record or whatever, because I got stuff in stipend, little by little. He hits me up and say, oh, it was horrible. The record is horrible. You sounded horrible. Now, y'all know. Y'all know. I don't have no big head, but y'all know. On my worst day, I don't sound that bad. So I'm like, something is weird here. What you mean it's horrible? It sounds terrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. Okay. Cool. Well, I think you just came out here to get the money. No, I came out here to work. Like, what you mean? I came out here to work. I think you just came to get the money. I have that proof as well that he said that to me. Sent me an email. We get to this meeting. My manager at the time is in this meeting. My good friend who I had just brought on board is in the meeting. She's never even met Tyrese. She don't even really know the situation. I'm just bringing her in to be my day-to-day because my big manager was super busy, so he just really handled all of the big stuff. I wanted her to come on day-to-day as a woman. So I said, this will be a great meeting for you to come to, girl. Come to the meeting. We're going to get filled in. We're getting ready to meet this choreographer. We're going to talk about this video. We're going to talk about how we're going to move forward. I'm excited. Like, finally, okay, we're taking another step forward. We get into this meeting. The first thing that he starts to talk about is my husband. But everything is super negative. Everything is super negative. And I'm like, I'm sitting there and I'm confused. And I'm like, what's wrong? Like, what is the problem? I thought we came here to talk about moving forward with this project. Well, at times called pool. He this, he that. It was all negative. And then I just asked him straight up, I said, do you have a problem with my husband? Like, what is the problem? He says, oh, nobody likes your husband. Okay. What's the problem? Why are we talking about him right now? Then at this point, he goes on to present to me this evidence. His manager at the time slides me over the laptop like, you need to see this. This is what your husband has been doing behind your back. Now, my first thought is, how the hell did y'all get these emails? Because the last time that I checked, going into someone's email is a crime. The next thing I thought is, if you my brother and you saw some shit that my husband was doing that was inappropriate, why you didn't go to my husband? Why you didn't check him as a man then? If I'm your little sister, why you didn't go to him and say, hey, bro, I found this crazy. Like, we can't be dealing with this. Why didn't you do that as a man? Cause y'all were cool. He was cool enough for you to do things with, on a daily basis, and y'all go out and hang out together or whatnot. So why couldn't you just go to him as a man and be like, look, dog, you can't be doing this, or whatever you say you found, why couldn't you do that? So that was my second thought. My next thought was, I felt attacked because we're here for a certain meeting and you're putting this in my face while this new person is sitting next to me, completely oblivious to anything about the situation. And this is the first look she gets at the situation, is you putting this in my face. I'm trying to figure out in my mind, why is this important to you? Why are you even going through the trouble of trying to go through my husband's emails? You don't know what we do. You don't know what we do in the privacy of our own home. You don't know what we're into. It's not your business. And I asked him, I'm like, what does this have to do with our business? On that paper, there's your name and there's my name. What does this have to do with anything? Well, I just think you need to know. Okay, so I know, so what? Okay, so what now? And his manager says, oh, I need you to take me off those emails. I need you to take my name off of that. Because that just shows that there were several people involved at passing these emails around and to get to me. Oh, please delete my email off of that because I don't want to be involved. Oh, no, you're involved. You're involved because you're sitting in this meeting and you've known about this for 8 months now. You've been holding this for 8 months. Now, this is the kicker, y'all. This is what really messed me up. There's a picture of my husband's private parts in these emails. And y'all just passing them around all willy-nilly. Like it's cool. This is this man's personal, private business. I don't give a damn if he was fucking a horse. Let's be clear. That's wrong. It's wrong for you and your manager and whoever else you brought into this, pass this around to confront me with. You had it for 8 months. Why you didn't say nothing 8 months ago? Oh, well, I was worried, that, this is like some murder-suicide shit. My husband ain't never hurt me. Ain't never put his hands on me, will never. I don't think y'all understand what type of bond we got. But at the end of the day, it's not your business or anybody else's business or why he has whatever he has in his email. It's nobody's business. Yeah, he sent pictures to me personally. God knows what else was in that email. I'm pretty sure I was in that email somewhere. Those pictures didn't pop up though. At least that I know of. Now, that particular email was a group email. Okay, so I'll go back to he has a group called Metal Rose. He had a group called Metal Rose. That was their email. That's where they email fans. That's where fans sent videos for video submissions. All type of stuff was in that email, I'm sure. But the interns were forced to go in and get these emails. And I'm saying that because I've spoken to them. We've had conversations because they felt horrible about what happened and wanted to apologize to me and reach out to me personally. I have the proof. They were forced to gather this information, and not just from the interns, but from a personal source that worked closely by his side. That I'm assuming don't fool with him now. Told me the whole story about how it went down and how it happened. So I'm embarrassed. Now I'm sitting here in front of people, that I love and trust, and I'm being embarrassed in front of these people. It felt like to me, he wanted to take the publishing, I'm trying to figure out why are you doing this? I have never slept with you. I've never kissed you, touched you, done anything to you to make you feel like you could have ever had that type of way with me. Ever. So I'm genuinely confused at this point. Like, what is going on? Why are you doing this? I'm just out here trying to work. I'm trying to do music. I just want to sing. I just want to do what I love, make people happy. I want to change my family's life. And you out here going through my husband's emails and trying to convince me, he cheating on you. Okay. So if he is, okay, then what? Well, I think you need to stay here with me. Nah, brother. I don't. Well, I think you need to stay here with me. I don't think that you need to go home because I'm worried about your safety. You don't need to be worried about my safety. My husband a real nigga. And if I come to him and ask him if he did XYZ, he gonna tell me, yeah, I did, or no, I didn't. That's the love we got for each other. Well, I think you need to stay here with me. And if you leave, I need to send some security with you. No, you don't. I don't need you to send security with me. I'm good. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna talk to my husband, and we're gonna get to the bottom of it, and we can move forward. Okay, so proceed with the rest of the meeting. Oh, this ain't even a real meeting. This ain't even a real meeting. This is a meeting to confront me with all of this stuff and show me all of this stuff for what? For what? What is your point? I'm missing it. Like, I'm missing it. Explain that better. Now my big manager is sitting in. He's taking time out to come and be a part of this meeting. He's pointing out particulars in these emails like, oh, he's like this, he like this, he like this. My manager at the time had to say, bruh, that's his group member. That's not what you're trying to make it out to be. That's his group member. That's not what you're trying to say it is. It's not. So, moving on, I want to go home. I go home, fight to get this flight to go home. I go home. I talk to my husband. We get to the bottom of it. It's what I thought it was. BS. What needed to be handled was handled. I let him know that it has been handled. Moving on, I'm going to go to the studio and re-record this record. Why? Because I'm about my business, and I make sure that I do what I'm supposed to do as an artist. I'm going to go do this record, because at the end of the day, I'm still on paperwork with this man. Let me do my job. Let me just get this record done. If it's a real record, let me just go get the record done. After all of this, we go to the studio, and D Rose vocal produces me on this record, and we get the record done. I'm going to fulfill my obligations as an artist. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. And that's what I did. Next thing I know is crickets. Crickets. I message, I send emails. All of this proof I have. I reach out. I'm like, listen, it's handled. It's taken care of. Can we move forward? Whatever. Moving forward. If you don't want him to be involved, he doesn't have to be involved. But I've put in way too many blood, sweat, and tears and late nights. This documentary, we went and talked to all these people in my family. We went back to my hometown and my school, all of this. This has been too much work done for us to stop the process. What are we doing? Let's complete the process. Nothing. I don't hear anything. This was my solo situation with Tyrese. This is before June's Diary. Moving on, I'm leaving Atlanta. I'll never forget it. Came down here to do some more records on our own. I'm on my way back to Charlotte. I'm on the road. I get a phone call from a third party that says, Tyrese said, it's either him or your husband. That's the ultimatum. And you know what I said? I said, tell him, fuck him. That's what I said. It's gonna forever be my husband. Like, I don't know what he thought this was. So whatever you were trying to do, it didn't work. I'm trying to move on at this point. Like, I'm willing to move on. I'm willing to move on from what you just did, even though it's crazy and it's deep. I'm willing to move on and get this done because I've done too much. we've come too far in this process. Because everybody wants to know, what happened with the deal with Tyrese? Why didn't it work out with Tyrese? A lot of people got a misconception. A lot of people thought I was dealing with Tyrese. Hell no. A lot of people thought that, oh, they must be dating. Oh, they absolutely not. I knew his girlfriend personally. He may have wanted y'all to think that. It's not the truth. Fast forward, because I'm getting long-winded. I didn't want to be long-winded. Fast forward to me being on Chasing Destiny. I had already been hearing rumors, okay, after I left him, I went and done more work on the road. Started hearing on the road that he's telling people not to hire me, don't work with me, don't work with us, don't work. Like, God knows how many opportunities I missed. Now, mind you, these are people who don't know the situation or know what happened, and people are telling me back the situation about what happened. How would they know that unless he told them? How would they know? They wouldn't know. They knew because he told them. Well, he said not to work with y'all. He said, so I'm doing the show. I make the show. I make the group. He then texts my manager and says, let the games begin. Mind you, we're done. At this point, we're done. You haven't responded to my lawyer. We're done. Contract is null and void. You didn't do your part. What's the word? You breached the contract. You breached the contract. So now at this point, I'm free and clear. And I'm also free and clear of those records that you didn't have anything to do with. I'm free and clear with all of that. I'm moving on with my life. And I'm moving on with my life in a positive way, because I'm like, okay, shit happens. Whatever. I'll get past this. But the word just keeps coming up that he's talking, he's telling people, he's telling this, he's telling that, and I'm like, what? Now, this is the kicker for me, okay? I'm working. I'm in June's Diary. I'm working. We're recording. We're with Kelly Rowland. Kelly Rowland. One of the top queens in this music business. One of the sweetest people you could ever meet. Love her. Look up to her. This woman was coming and pulling me out of sessions to have conversations with me about what's going on with you and Tyrese. What's this situation? Now, how would she know that? How would she know details? How would she know he's going around asking people to give him money for me? That I owe him money. How do I owe you money, sir? You owe me money. Technically. How is she coming? Do you know how embarrassing that is? As a young woman in the music business coming up, I've always looked up to Kelly. I've always looked up to this woman. She pulling me out of sessions to be like, hey, what's going on? This is crazy. He's calling L.A. Reid's office, telling L.A. Reid that he needs to give him money for you. That you owe him money and he needs to be paid. To the point where L.A. Reid is like, stop calling my desk, dude. Like, how embarrassing is that? It's so embarrassing. And I'm getting emotional because it's fucked up. I'm just out here trying to sing. This is the way that I provide. This is the way me and my husband make our money. And you going through the business telling people not to work with me. It's hurtful. I've done nothing wrong to this man. And he's going around the business telling people not to work with me. I know that I'm a good person. I know that I'm a genuine person. Even after what you did, I still continue to try to make it work. That's embarrassing. When I know that I've done nothing wrong. I know I haven't. Some of my closest friends that I've talked to, even random Instagram people that I've talked to that has reached out to me, has told me stories about this guy. And if you know him, you know him. They told me stories about this guy. I have over 30 plus pieces of evidence that shows what I'm saying is true. I didn't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I'm going to tell you why. I don't want to do this because I love his daughter, Shayla. I love that little girl. And I didn't want a kid to have to see this type of stuff on her dad. That's why I wanted to just let it go and leave it alone. I didn't want to do this. So over the years, we've tried to leave it alone and continue with our life. But continuously people are coming to us, and I'm talking about Grammy winning producers. I'm talking about people who are up there and who mean something in this business are coming to us. Like, what happened with Tyrese? I heard because he been telling people. He's still talking about us after all of this time. Mind you, I'm blocked from his page. He has me, little Crystal, blocked from his page. Then we find out he has D Rose blocked from his recent girlfriend's page. Why? I don't know. This woman doesn't even know that he exists. Why are you blocking this man from your girl's page? What are you afraid of? What are you insecure about? And then you tell my manager at the time, yeah, I was trying to fuck her. That's what you said. It's crazy because after the post was posted last night by D Rose, the girlfriend reached out and said, hi there. Everyone has been sending me your post. I tried to look for you, but you're blocked on my page. What's going on? There it is. I didn't even try to reach out to this woman because their relationship. Sorry, y'all. My phone was trying to ring. I'm not going to get in the middle of their relationship because I don't know their relationship. I wasn't trying to reach out to her. What we were trying to do was reach out to him personally through some mutual friends, through a couple people we knew. And the feedback that we were getting was, I ain't worried about them. I ain't worried about them. At one point, all I wanted was an apology. All I wanted was an apology for what you did. Because it was wrong. All I wanted was an apology. You were supposed to be my brother. That's it. Apologize to me as your sister and apologize to this man for getting in his business. You could at least gave me that. Because I've never done anything wrong to you. Years overdue. Years overdue. I'm at an award show. I have a major producer that you all know and love come up to me and say, what's going on with such and such? He been telling people blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? Still to this day? What am I missing? Why does it mean that much to you? Why are you trying to stop my bag? I don't care about you that much. Why do you care about me that much? If you cared about me that much, you should have done the right thing, and we could have went and got the bag as a whole company. I could have set Voltron off. That's what we were supposed to be doing. You wasted my time. And I wouldn't even say waste of time, y'all, because everything's a lesson. And we all got to learn. We all got to learn. He actually called us. I hadn't seen him in a while, and I ended up seeing him at an event in LA. And he actually thought he was going to come up to me and talk to me. I didn't know how I would feel, but he thought he was going to come up to me and talk to me. No, sir. You don't get that from me. Not right now in this moment, because you want to do it right now, because you want to be in control. See, I'm saying something now about this because it's time out for that bullying shit. It's time out for that bullying shit. He thinks because he's who he is that he can bully me and bully D Rose because he's Reese and he has money. He can do what he want to do. It's not right. It's not cool. We don't tolerate bullying around here. I very much think that he felt rejected in some way or another, obviously. But I don't know why he would have ever thought that way about me. So people on the internet have their, ideas of what they thought it was and what happened. And I've seen some people say some crazy stuff. They think this happened. They think that happened. That's not what happened. This is what happened. So now that we're here, now that we come this far, I had a lawyer reach out to him to just stop what you're doing. Stop doing this. This is defamation at this point. You're speaking on things that aren't true. You're telling lies that aren't true. I've never spoken one lie about you. I always tried to give you respect. Never spoken one lie about you. But ever since this happened, everything that I followed up on, all the people that were supposedly involved, they told me the truth. And they also told me, Crystal, we on your side. Because it was wrong. Then, this is what really set me off. Oh, it was last year or year before last. Around the same time, he texts my phone on my birthday. He texts my phone on my birthday as if nothing has happened and says to me, hey, it's Tyrese.